So we've got all new details and further confirmation regarding the Marvel themed attractions that are coming to the Avengers campuses at Disneyland and Disneyland Paris. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to dive into all of that up next. This video is sponsored by Mickey Travels, a platinum level authorized Disney vacation planner which can take the hassle out of all of your vacation planning. So visit the link in the description box to get your free quote today. Hi there Waltoners, I'm Jack and this is of course DSNY Newscast, but this time on a brand new DSNY Newscast set. So hopefully you will like it, as it really has the DSNY Newscast colours and it helps the channel evolve over time. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. Now, for as long as I've been doing DSNY Newscast, I've covered many different Disney projects, but one that I've been covering since pretty much the start of this channel has been the slow introduction of Marvel within the Disney parks around the world. With the debut of new attractions like Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout at the Disneyland Resort and the Iron Man experience in Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle at Hong Kong Disneyland. However, all of this Marvel goodness is about to get supercharged with the opening of Phase 1 of the Avengers Campus at Disney California Adventure sometime in 2020, and then later with Walt Disney Studios Park in Disneyland Paris as well. Now, we may have received a ton of new concept art for these Marvel themed lands at D23 Expo in August, but it was at the New York Comic Con this past week that the lead Imagineering team on this project decided to reveal all new details that shed some interesting light on these attractions. And I'll be sure to put a link down below to Laughing Place's video of the entire panel so you can go ahead and watch it for yourself. So probably the biggest takeaway from this Imagineering panel was that we finally received confirmation that the ride system for the Avengers attraction coming in Phase 2 will utilise both a group experience and also enable individual flight. So as I previously speculated, the Avengers attraction will begin when we board the Quinjet that we can see in this unreleased concept art of the interior queue area. Then we'll enter the Quinjet and be seated in a traditional simulator attraction formation, which is what is being depicted here within this concept art. And then, only moments into the experience, the safety and protection of the Quinjet technology will be ripped away, transforming this group ride experience into what Imagineering is calling individual flight. Now, that phrasing itself is very important, as I did a video in September analysing possible ride systems for this attraction, with the two that I decided were most likely being either a KUKA arm system, as we can see here in this footage, or perhaps a proprietary new system like this swinging arm pendulum patent from 2017. And at the time I favoured the second of the two, as it would cater to a more traditional theme park ride design, as sometimes concept art can be purposely ambiguous over the exact ride system configuration, and that's mainly because the intended purpose of concept art is to give a taste of what the attraction experience will offer, instead of giving exact details of how the illusion is created. But in this case, what you see is going to be what you get, and project lead Scott Drake even went as far to say that this is going to be a completely new ride system that can't be found at any one of the Disney parks, which thankfully dismisses the speculation that this attraction was only going to be a modified Flight of Passage attraction design. However, that standalone revelation didn't dismiss the use of projection domes within the attraction, as simply judging from the concept art alone, it will be extremely hard for Imagineering to create a Marvel Cinematic Universe level action-packed scene without the use of screens, as despite the huge advancements in WDI's animatronic technology and special effects, it would still be extremely difficult to recreate the type of action scene and nearly impossible practical effects or traditional show set pieces. Now, coming back to the actual ride system, I can already hear many saying that the KUKA arm technology isn't that innovative, as Universal Studios already uses it within Forbidden Journey at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. But there are a few points I want to analyse here, as first of all, we don't have it confirmed that it's definitely going to be a KUKA arm ride system, as I was only using that as an example of a similar system that could possibly provide the individual flight element of this attraction. And then secondly, when it comes to using the word innovative, companies such as Disney tend to only ever acknowledge their own theme park history, much the same way that every other company tends to do so as well. So it would still technically be an innovative concept for a Disney park. Now, when researching for this video, I went through many different Imagineering clips of various ride systems that are in development, and I might have just come across one ride system that might be applicable for this Avengers attraction. As we can see here that it fits with the individual flight aspect, but then again we could also be looking at Imagineering just testing out the ride storyline within the Dish VR 360-degree test facility at Imagineering's headquarters in Glendale, California. And then lastly, and most importantly, there could easily be an additional component to this attraction which is still yet to be revealed, as it was stated that we're going to be flying and fighting alongside the Avengers. So most likely we won't have complete control over the movements of the individual flight aspect, as that is usually pre-programmed for the attraction's overall efficiency. But there may be an inclusion of a gamified interactive element where we can help the Avengers with the use of repulsor blasts or something similar to help affect the overall outcome of our mission. As after all, within this attraction, we are being recruited to become the next generation of Earth's mightiest heroes. But either way you look at it, this ride is still going to be innovative, as yes, the mechanics behind a similar arm system that could create this individual flight has been used before, but it hasn't been used for standalone individual guests to experience by themselves the power and possibilities of becoming a superhero. Now, keeping with the theme of interactive elements within these Marvel attractions, we've got to talk about the Spider-Man attraction, which is going to be debuting as part of Phase 1 in 2020 of the Avengers Campus at Disney California Adventure. As up until this point, many have compared this attraction to Toy Story Midway Mania, but for Spider-Man, and I can certainly see why people would think that, as the ride vehicle uses a high-backed, double-sided configuration, which is very similar to that of the Midway Mania ride vehicle. But the difference with this attraction has always been what Imagineering has described to be a cutting-edge interface coupled with never-before-seen technology used within a Disney park. Now, judging from the concept art alone, it was speculated that this might be a similar attraction to that of a Ninja Go attraction from Legoland, Florida, as that ride system uses 3D projections combined with a Kinect-styled motion sensor that is embedded in front of the guest that enables them to interact with the projected elements without the use of any blaster guns or physical props. Now, it's certainly possible that this could be what's implemented within the Spider-Man attraction, but the fact that Scott Drake has described the experience—
you're going to get on this attraction, you're going to put your hand out, and webs are going to go into this environment and web up these spider bots. This is something that all of us, the first time we did it, it was like, that's how I always imagined it would be.
And so there's clearly more to this than vague directional swiping towards a screen. As to get the sort of accuracy that real web slinging would require, I feel that we might be seeing a form of augmented reality projected onto a type of heads-up display, as we can see that the ride vehicles clearly have a glass partition between the guests and the rest of the show scenes that can be seen here within this concept art. So I wouldn't just rule it out of the realm of possibility that this isn't just using some sort of motion tracking sensor embedded in the top and bottom of the ride vehicle, tracking the movements of the guests when they make the iconic Spider-Man web-slinging hand gesture, but it seems that there's going to be a lot more to this attraction than meets the eye. However, we don't have that long to wait, as 2020 is only around the corner. So we'll surely be receiving a lot more information and first looks at this new interactive Spider-Man attraction very soon. So stay tuned for DSNY Newscast for all of that. But now, it's over to you, Waltoneers. I would like to know if you could create a brand new attraction which is themed to anything whatsoever, but has unique interactive elements. Then what would that be, and how would the interactive elements work with the rest of the attraction? And of course, don't forget to put the timestamp for where the hidden Mickey appeared somewhere in this video along with your suggestion or your comment to be in with a chance to win one of these official Waltoneer DSNY Newscast enamel pins. And congratulations to this Waltoneer here for winning this suggestion from a previous video where we were talking all about the ride layout for Rise of Resistance, which opens on December 5th. And so that's it for today, so be sure to go ahead and subscribe down below if you're new to this channel, hit that notification icon so that you always receive an update whenever we release new videos, usually on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And also, if you enjoyed today's video all about these Marvel themed attractions and you like this new DSNY Newscast set, be sure to give this video a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.